Mattresses, furniture, and bags of garbage. The illegal dumping causing problems for Nashville and why there's no accountability.
Accused of shooting a teenager while free on bond for another violent crime. How victims' advocates say this broken system is putting us all at risk.
Policing the police. Why Nashville's Community Review Board says they've been operating at a disadvantage.
A tough conversation, especially for men.
If we can save a couple lives by that message, then I feel like we're winning.
How the host of a sports radio show is using his personal experience to get guys to open up about mental health. Fox 17 News at 9 starts now.
Middle Tennessee's only primetime news. This is Fox 17 News at 9, your Code Red station.
We begin tonight with a Fox 17 Code Red weather alert as the mild temperatures we are enjoying right now will soon be replaced. In fact, we've got a couple of chances for light snow over the next 24 hours or so.
Well, Code Red Chief Meteorologist Katie Morgan joining us now with the timing and who could see flurries.
Yeah, as we head through the overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, the potential for a few flurries possible toward the plateau, and even within the last few hours, the chances are looking less, I think, for snow through the early morning hours, and even for tomorrow, a very small chance. And that's kind of what we were expecting to begin with, but want to at least pass along the potential is there, albeit a very small chance. So tomorrow morning, a few snow showers possible toward the plateau only. And then for Wednesday afternoon, a spot rain snow shower will be possible. More of us will be dry than seeing the snow, but the best chance for that would be along and east of I-24 and mainly north of I-40, I think, toward Kentucky. So some light snow showers overnight. I went ahead and dropped this back to just a few flurries in this light blue. Still possible that we could have some very minor accumulation in higher elevations toward the plateau. For now, things remain quiet on radar, but we'll zoom out and you can see we've got these light rain showers here that are starting to push through Arkansas. This would be part of the system, or a little bit of shower activity that we could find going into the overnight. May even just see a mist or drizzle here across a lot of the area. Temperatures right now quite chilly for Camden, Clarksville, Hopkinsville around 38, but still all above freezing. 47 in Nashville and upper 40s for the plateau as well. We drop back close to the freezing mark, so even if we were to see a little bit of grassy dusting accumulation, impacts are going to remain pretty minimal through tomorrow morning. Maybe a bridge or overpass to be a little on the slick side. We'll walk you through future track for tomorrow morning, but again, for the afternoon hours where I think it still is possible we could find a spot rain snow shower, just depends on where you are. We'll have more on that in just a couple of minutes.
It's lawlessness gone amok.
In Operation Crime and Justice tonight, Metro Police charge one man who was free on bond for a gun crime with shooting a teenager in Sylvan Park. And a second suspect charged in the case also was free on bond. Fox 17 News' Karen Aguilar is live tonight at Metro's North Police Precinct after talking with community advocates who say something needs to change.
That's right, Scott. People I spoke with tell me they are tired of police throwing accused criminals in jail and then magistrates or judges releasing them to go on to commit yet another crime.
I heard 9 shots.
Lane Arnott recalls a gunfire he heard back in October. Metro officers say one of those bullets critically injured a teen. Arnott tells me he was working at his barber shop at the time.
It was noon on a Friday, it was crazy.
Police say the shooting happened near 46th Avenue North and Charlotte Avenue. Officers arrested 20-year-old Zarek Johnson on Tuesday. He is charged with 2 counts of attempted homicide, reckless endangerment, and the commission of a felony in possession of a gun. But this is not his first run-in with the law. In February, at this Walgreens parking lot on Maplewood Lane, police said he shot at 2 people. Court documents show Johnson was arrested on aggravated assault with a deadly weapon along with other charges. Johnson only needed to post 10% of his bond, so he was back on the streets for $6,100.
To be back on the streets to commit the same crime again, there's definitely a systemic problem.
Victim rights advocate Verna Wyatt says she is sick of the cycle.
You set a low bond, and what do you think he's going to do? He's going to go back out and pick up his normal.
Attorney Ben Rabin tells me people have a right to reasonable bail, and you are innocent until proven guilty.
People, get arrested falsely all the time, so that's why we don't want to punish people from the beginning.
Wyatt disagrees and wants to see higher bond amounts.
You're not doing anyone a favor. You're not protecting the public, number one. Number two, you're not doing the offender any good.
Johnson's bond is set at $600,000. Reporting live in North Nashville, Karen Aguilar, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
As Karen mentioned, police also arrested another man in this same shooting last month. James Claybrooks, they say, was also free on bond at the time on a robbery charge. Now, the bond issue is something we continue to track. To see all of our previous coverage, go to fox17.com and search low bond.
It's hard when we see this community struggle like we do.
Tonight in the high cost of homelessness, Metro leaders admitting illegal dumping is a huge concern for the overall safety of everyone in the Nashville area. Fox 17 News continues to stay on top of this issue, pushing for answers from city leaders. Fox 17 News' Caitlin Miller joining us from the Metro Courthouse after reaching out to different departments.
Old couches, mattresses, trash, and other debris continue to pile up out of Old Tent City. A community volunteer says it's individuals dumping their garbage illegally. But the volunteer says some of it is also from nonprofits and good citizens leaving useful donations. But it's going to waste because it's not getting in the right hands. Metro Parks says the only group permitted to work at Old Tent City is All for Him Ministry.
We serve on Sunday mornings, usually from 8:30 till about 10 or 10:30.
Teresa Hooten says she's been working with this community for the past few years.
There's always been a big struggle with trash in the camp, and I think it's a lot of different reasons.
But people want to know, what's the solution? So Fox 17 News reached out to Metro Parks for an interview. They declined but answered our questions, saying until housing is made available, a comprehensive cleanup plan will be challenging for all involved. We then reached out to Metro's Office of Homeless Services. They say illegal dumping is a huge concern, and they're working with people living in Old Tent City to connect them with housing and resources. Fox 17 News then followed up, asking if cameras would be placed to prevent the illegal dumping. OHS directed us to Metro Parks. Metro Parks pointed fingers back at OHS, saying they have not explored placing cameras in this location. However, when housing is made available, they would likely include cameras.
Well, I mean, it's hard when we see this community struggle like we do. And I have compassion for the city, too.
Hooten says it's not a simple solution, so they're doing their best to help in the meantime.
Well, some of those living in Tent City are burning the trash to get rid of it. You can see that video on our Fox Nashville YouTube channel.
In your community tonight, some changes to let you know about to the annual Christmas for Kids tour bus tour up in Hendersonville, and it starts with a new location. After decades at the Walmart parking lot, the bus tour this year being relocated to Hendersonville First Baptist Church. The bus tour is this coming Monday evening. Stars who will be on hand to take pictures and sign autographs with folks include Chris Stapleton and his wife Morgan, along with Bailey Zimmerman, whose hits include the #1 smash Rockin' a Hard Place. The money raised that night will fund a shopping spree for needy children next Tuesday evening.
Well, operating at a disadvantage, what those in charge of policing Metro Police say they're not getting.
And controversial support, why some Americans are rallying behind an accused killer. For more than a year, Fox 17 News has tracked police accountability here in Nashville after a new state law diminished the power of oversight boards.
While Metro's Community Review Board says it has been hamstrung looking into citizen complaints since the law took effect. But as Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino shows us, a new agreement could change that.
Drop the gun! Stay right there! Stay. Drop the gun!
It's situations like this, a deadly officer-involved shooting from October, that Nashvillians voted to have independently investigated since 2018. But last year, a Republican-backed state law restricted the ability of police oversight boards.
Our hands are tied and we're limited to things that we can do.
Metro's Community Review Board says after the law passed, months went by as MMPD stopped handing over the files and body camera video necessary to truly vet citizen complaints.
I think that there has to be a pathway for us to work together to do this work.
After a 16-month stalemate, the two departments now have a new agreement. This memorandum of understanding makes it clear that the board will get to see police investigative files, including body camera video and interviews, and it lays out how quickly they'll get those records.
It's just very helpful to know what the expectations are and what the parameters are and what we can ask for. I mean, how the two agencies will work together.
Over the past year, I've asked the police department, the mayor's office, and the Metro Legal Department no less than 6 times what types of documents and records the Community Review Board would ultimately get and when those discussions would happen. In the meantime, complaints that went unvetted piled up.
Stop! Drop the gun!
Time and again, both Metro Police and Metro Legal told Fox 17 News the documents could not be released because of confidentiality changes in the law.
So have you been getting the whole file?
No.
But the board insisted that the legislation still entitles them to almost everything from police's internal affairs unit as long as it isn't made public.
An investigative file, which is what the law says that we can have, could have 30, 40, 60, 70 pages.
The Community Review Board took action and hired an outside attorney. After several months of back and forth with police and with the urging of the mayor, they reached a new memorandum of understanding. The board will again get police case files and video and also immediate notification of officer-involved shootings.
It feels like we're on the upside of police transparency and accountability.
A much different outlook than what has transpired for the past year. I reached out to the police department for a response to the changes and didn't hear back. Chief John Drake was quoted in a press release saying he expected to sign the agreement that same week. Mayor O'Connell released a statement saying in part, "I am encouraged by the prospects of a cooperative framework between the CRB and MMPD."
At the last meeting, one Community Review Board member said that this agreement would be tested eventually. The police chief and the board's executive director have agreed to meet to work out any disputes that may arise, and Fox 17 News will be watching to see how everything plays out. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
All right, for the last few days, it has been fairly warm, but all good things come to an end.
Yeah, it does look like we're going to see at least a couple days of chilly weather, and along with that, a very small brush of winter weather, small chance, I should mention. So what to know for tomorrow? It's going to be chilly and it's going to be breezy throughout the day. Winds anywhere between 10, 15 miles per hour, not windy, but a bit on the breezy side. And temperatures only in the mid 40s for the afternoon. There is going to be a lot of sunshine for tomorrow, so I don't want you to think that it's going to be a real gloomy and snowy day. Most of us are going to get by with a partly cloudy sky. Lots of sunshine, especially early in the day. There's going to be a small chance in the late afternoon and evening where we could see a few spot rain snow showers. Again, temperatures are in the mid 40s for tomorrow, so this may start as a very light drizzle or rain in these little pockets where we see them, but they're going to be few and far between. So I do think the majority of us are going to be just fine for tomorrow. We won't find much of an impact at all. This is not a big accumulating event for anyone, even if you do see a spot shower. More of just a nuisance, maybe even just pretty to look at. Depends on your view on winter weather. As we head into tomorrow, I should go to the next graphic here. This is tomorrow afternoon. We talked about overnight, not looking overly impressed with a lot of snow for the overnight hours, even in the plateau. But after 3 p.m., this would be the area that I think we could at least see a few rain/snow showers. This would be little to no accumulation in the light blue. Most of this, too, would just be a spot rain shower because temperatures again look to be above freezing. We wouldn't have any impact, even if it did fall as snow. The air above us is quite cold, so that's why it's kind of giving us a little bit of a curveball for the meteorologists here. We're thinking it's really not going to be too much, not a lot of moisture to work with, but the potential is there. So I want to at least pass that information on to you. Where I think we could see maybe a dusting, it would be in pockets, and it would be towards, again, the Cumberland Plateau. So yeah, the forecast tomorrow, a lot of sunshine. It's going to be these little pockets that we see spot showers, if you will, throughout the day with temperatures in the 40s. Let's take a look at Future Track. I'm a visual learner, so Future Track always helps kind of tell our story. This is tomorrow morning, again, right on the edge of our viewing area. Lots of sunshine noticed by 12 noon, but as we get into the later part of the day, notice a little bit more cloud cover starting to build in, and a few of these showers trying to dot the radar. Again, most likely falling as rain first, but as the temperatures continue to cool for Wednesday night, it's going to get quite cold, by the way, mid to low 20s. We may find a few light snow showers mixed in here. Now, this is one of the more aggressive model runs that I have seen, but just wanted to show you the potential that we have here. Spot showers, a lot of us see nothing, but where we do see these pick up, we could have maybe, I would say, a grassy dusting at best toward the Cumberland Plateau heading into Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. Thursday morning, things clear out. It's going to be cold, but we will be dry as we head through the afternoon hours. We'll talk more about temperatures, also a look at our winds, how that may impact our temperatures for tomorrow, and a look ahead at our next rain chance, which may impact your weekend. It's in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
I'm Kayla Gaskins in Washington. Coming up, why the man arrested for murdering the United Healthcare CEO is going viral online, and why the attention is controversial.
And battling the ban, the move to keep Tik Tok in the U.S.
It's the season of giving, and holiday packages could pile up outside your door very quickly. But could you be giving thieves a chance to steal your presents? Coming up, we're going to tell you how you can protect those purchases. That's coming up on Wednesday on Fox 17 News this morning.
In Operation Crime and Justice, the 26-year-old charged with the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is going viral tonight. Fox 17 News' Kayla Gaskins with the suspect's controversial support.
Luigi Mangione, a murder suspect and hero to some corners of the internet.
Free my boy Luigi.
Police in Altoona, Pennsylvania, arresting the 26-year-old on Monday for the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Hashtag Free Luigi, now trending on X, Instagram, Reddit, and TikTok.
Free Luigi!
For some, he's a heartthrob.
This boy is so fine. He is way too cute. It's my type.
For others, he's a vigilante, fighting a broken healthcare system.
Y'all saying murderer, I'm saying freedom fighter.
You have thousands of people who are supporting these kinds of sentiments, and it's really despicable.
Former Washington Post journalist Taylor Lorenz sharing her reaction to Thompson's death with Piers Morgan.
I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, because it
Joy?
feels like...
Serious?
I mean, the many millions of Americans that have watched people that I care about suffer and in some cases die because of lack of health care.
So should they all be killed then? Should they all be killed, these healthcare executives? Would that make you even more joyful?
No, that would not.
Well, why not?
And,
why are you laughing?
In Baltimore, near Maglione's hometown, someone hung a Healthcare for All banner over the highway. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro making it clear this murder is not something to celebrate.
We do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences. Hear me on this. He is no hero. The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's this morning.
The McDonald's where police arrested Mangione now under attack online. One reviewer writing, this location has rats that will make you sick and your insurance won't cover it. Google took down all the negative reviews for that McDonald's, saying that these reviews violate their policies. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
In business news tonight, Tik Tok seeks an emergency appeal from the courts against its potential ban here in the U.S. The social media giant and its parent company ByteDance are based in China, asking the courts to delay implementation of a new federal law until the U.S. Supreme Court can make a final ruling in the case. The social media app has 170 million users here in the U.S. alone. All those users would lose their access to the app on January the 19th. ByteDance, however, could sell to an American company and avoid the ban. President-elect Donald Trump also hinting he'd like to see the app stick around.
Well, making it easier for high school players to move around, how state lawmakers could get involved.
And all good things must come to an end. Why doctors say our slow respiratory virus season is about to heat up. News tonight, an effort to make it easier for Tennessee high school athletes to transfer from one school to another without losing a full year of eligibility. Fox 17 News' Johnny Maffey explains the changes that could be coming.
What I'm hearing is some of these transfer restrictions could just be wiped out altogether. Now, State Senator Adam Lowe, he's a Republican out of District 1 here in Tennessee, and he says these potential changes stem from the state's access and opportunity laws, which is why the state legislature will work with TSSAA officials to not necessarily be more compliant, but more consistent, Senator Lowe says. We see student athletes transfer for athletic purposes, whether it's for more playing time, a better opportunity, maybe even an NIL deal for some cash, but Lowe tells me on the phone this is about the freedom and transfer for those kids who don't do it with sports necessarily at the top of their priority list.
We've been in a pattern of essentially saying to 8th graders, you need to know what your next 4 years will look like, and you need to pick that school, when in fact they're just not going to know. Some of them are going to go and they're going to figure out that that's not the school they want to be in. They want to go to a different school, whatever the reason.
Senator Lowe also telling me that he doesn't want the TSSAA to hold the transfer status of a student against them. In Nashville, Johnny Maffey, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
In your health news, it's been a relatively slow start to respiratory virus season, but U.S. health leaders believe that is about to change. Fox 17 News' Amanda Chin with where virus levels stand now and what you can do to protect yourself.
Across the U.S., respiratory virus season is ramping up. Emergency department visits for diagnosed RSV are now moderate for the first time this season, with the main increase in the illness among young children. Preliminary CDC data estimates up to 1.5 million flu cases, up to 22,000 hospitalizations, and up to 2,100 flu deaths between October 1st and November 30th. And these viruses, along with COVID-19, are expected to increase.
The present vaccination rate is similar to previous years, but it's still running below what it did prior to COVID.
The CDC says vaccination for flu, COVID-19, and RSV will be key to preventing severe illness. The agency recommends everyone 6 months and older get the flu and updated COVID-19 shots. The one-time RSV vaccine is recommended for adults 75 and older, and those between the ages of 60 and 74 at high risk of severe disease. Those pregnant can also protect against RSV with a shot between 27 and 36 weeks of pregnancy. And infants up to 8 months old born during the season can receive 1 dose of monoclonal antibodies.
Right now, RSV is the leading cause of infant hospitalizations in the U.S.
I'm Amanda Chin reporting for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
In business news, the holiday shopping season, of course, is in full swing, and that means return season is on the horizon. U.S. retailers are projecting 17% of the merchandise they sell will be coming back in the form of returns to the tune of $890 billion this year. That's up 2% from a year ago. Business experts say the boom in online shopping is playing a role in the rise in returns.
As we head into tomorrow, we may have a few light snow showers out toward the plateau, which is why we're in our Code Red alert for tomorrow. And then again in the afternoon, this is a minimal chance for snow, but always like to give you the heads up that it is at least possible. Otherwise, we're looking at a chilly couple of days. Temperatures only in the 40s for tomorrow and for Thursday. Things quiet downtown on Broadway here. We're going to see the winds pick up a little bit as we head into Wednesday, anywhere between 10 to 15, maybe even 20 miles per hour. Gusts could be as high as 25. That would be in the middle of the afternoon. But again, not going to be overly windy, just a bit on the breezy side. that will put an extra chill in the air. So we take a look at temperatures as we walk you through the overnight. We will drop to around freezing as we wake up tomorrow morning. Here in Nashville, around 30 or so, upper 20s for the plateau, Clarksville around 26. With Dickson around 27 degrees. As we head into the afternoon, low 40s will be the story for the day, mixed with some sunshine for the afternoon hours. And again, that spot rain, snow shower possible for us. Wednesday evening into early Thursday morning, we will be looking at 20s for the morning. This is 9 p.m. on Wednesday night, and watch these temperatures tumble into early Thursday morning. This will be the coldest morning that we face over the next several days as we expect warmer weather heading into the weekend. We're also looking at the potential for some showers for part of your weekend as well. We'll walk you through Future Track in your Fox 17 Code Red forecast.
Strange sightings drawing people's eyes to the skies, with lawmakers on Capitol Hill now getting involved. I'm Christine Frizzell with growing worries over drones.
In a tough but important conversation, how a sports radio host is helping men struggling with thoughts of suicide. Covering the Capitol, new concerns about how safe Americans are in our own country. Specifically, lawmakers want to know more about unauthorized drones flying in the U.S.
Fox 17 News' Christine Frizzell takes a closer look at the concerns as well as reports involving these drones.
Here it is. Are you freaking kidding me right now?
New Jersey residents documenting what's become a disturbing trend. Unmanned aerial systems, or drones, flying overhead constantly.
This is over my house right now. What is that?
But it's not just their homes, but a golf course owned by President-elect Donald Trump and a military installation. The drones reportedly the size of SUVs.
I think the creepy part is not that it's just a drone, that they're so large.
Dozens of New Jersey lawmakers demanding action from Governor Phil Murphy.
We're obviously most concerned about sensitive targets and sensitive critical infrastructure.
The threat prompting this hearing on Capitol Hill.
From foreign adversaries seeking to exploit UAS for surveillance and intelligence gathering, to the growing risk of UAS being weaponized to attack critical infrastructure, sports stadiums, our vulnerabilities are clear.
Lawmakers sounding alarm bells, not just about potential risks, but actual ones. Edward Kelly, seen here, participating in the January 6th attack at the U.S. Capitol, was just weeks ago convicted of conspiring to kill the FBI agents who investigated him, with plans to use car bombs and incendiary devices appended to drones, according to the Justice Department. Another Tennessee man, Skylar Filippi, was charged with attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction, also affixed to an unmanned aircraft system, and fly the UAS into an electric substation located in Nashville. Government witnesses outlining additional risks, including mass attacks using chemical, biological, or nuclear material, drug trafficking, espionage, and monitoring law enforcement activity. The White House is also closely tracking these incidents, and a meeting in New Jersey is now scheduled for Wednesday morning with New Jersey state lawmakers, state police, and the New Jersey Office of Homeland Security and Preparedness. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Coming up, we'll talk more about our rain chances as we head towards the weekend and a little impact that we could see over the next 24 hours.
In a hard conversation, how a sports radio host is using his own experience to help men with thoughts of suicide.
Spare Your Files is sponsored by Bart Durham Injury Law.
It's not a place that you would expect to hear a long discussion about men's mental health, but a local sports talk radio show is working to make a difference as suicide rates for men in this country rise. Fox 17 News' Dennis Ferrier has the story in tonight's Ferrier Files.
He makes a good point. I mean, all too often.
The Chase and Big Joe Show, 102.5 The Game.
Josh Allen would do a lot better because
it's edgy, it's opinionated, it's funny, it's silly. A place to escape.
Thank you for the kind words.
You're welcome. But it has also become a place to be brutally honest.
To our guys out there, if you're struggling,
this show talks about men's mental health, talks to men who are considering suicide.
Before we do anything, please talk to somebody. Please reach out to somebody. We are here for you all the time.
And to do that, you better be the real deal.
Dark clouds clear out for beautiful
Joe
skies.
Dubin tells his story of rock bottom 2 years ago.
And it was a day before my birthday. October 24th, and I went. And I was like, all right, I got no hope. I'm at this point where it's better off not being here than being here. And man, it's just like this pounding in my head, like, no. I was like, shut up. He said, no, we're going to use you for bigger and better things. And it hit me, and it came out and said, do you want your kid's story when they ask about their father, what happened? And they got to say, oh, well, he killed himself. He took his own life. And it hit me hard, man.
Hard enough to make some big changes, and he brought those changes to his show.
On your cell phone, you can dial 988 or you can text 988.
Joe Dubin is big and loud and funny.
We can't let our heads go cold out here.
And he's been big, loud, and funny as a public figure in many roles for 25 years.
Your journey is a beautiful journey.
But now he talks about suicide and despair and how to get help.
But I want them to know that we're here for you. And we might be these big, brawly sports guys, but man, we're here to help you, to carry you over the mountain, whatever it is. So we close every show with a message to let guys know that we love them, to reach out.
Dubin has written a series of books, inspirational, self-help, simple and direct. His latest is We All Walk Together. He even puts his personal email in the book so men can reach out if they want to. 22 already have. After all, men are struggling. 80% of all suicides, men. Men are 4 times more likely to kill themselves than women. It's the second leading cause of death for men 25 to 34, according to the CDC. This is serious, awful stuff. Co-host Chase McCabe is all in. After all, what man doesn't have a secret hurt he should be talking about?
I think it helps us connect to the audience on a deeper level when they go, they're like me. Like they've had a bad day too. And you know, I lost my father to cancer 3 years ago, and I've had a really hard time with it. Like I miss him every day, and showing that vulnerability, and we've talked about it. I've been very open about things on the show and on the air. That's been my therapy, because I know there's so many people that have gone through the same thing.
So 2 years after considering suicide, here's Big Joe on the go again.
Every game still matters.
Working his tail off, enjoying life after the storm.
I mean, 2 years to the day, I'm at a hospital in Mississippi holding my granddaughter. And I put that out there so people could see that there is hope, there is promise, and that God's grace is beautiful.
It may be a bad year for Nashville sports teams. The Titans are awful, the Predators a disappointment, but there's always tomorrow. Actually, how about today?
If we can save a couple lives by that message, then I feel like we're winning. You know, it doesn't matter about anything else. We're winning because somebody may listen to our show at that moment and be thinking, I'm ready to be done. And they hear that, and it's like, somebody does care.
And remember this, we love you, but more importantly, God loves you. And please know that.
You can pick up Joe Dubin's wonderful books on Amazon.com. And as far as that suicide and crisis hotline, it's dialed 988. I'm Dennis Ferrier, Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.
Fox 17 News Farrier Files is sponsored by Durham Injury Law.
Well, looking ahead to another big weekend of sports on Fox 17. It starts on Friday with college basketball. A classic between Indiana and Nebraska. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock.
And then we've got a college basketball triple header for you on Saturday. Starts with Seton Hall and Rutgers at 2 p.m. Then stay tuned as Tennessee, the Vols take on Illinois. That is a 4:30 start. And then on Saturday night in prime time, don't miss Gonzaga, also in the top 10 this year in the AP, taking on defending champs UConn. That game will start at 7 p.m.
Well, then Sunday we have an NFL doubleheader for you on Sunday. At noon, the Titans host the Cincinnati Bengals at Nissan Stadium. And right after that, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Kickoff for that game is at 3 o'clock right here on Fox 17.
All right, let's talk about the weather moving forward. Tomorrow makes midweek, and midweek is going to bring some changes.
It's going to be a lot colder, that's for sure, as we head into tomorrow morning. And perhaps a few light snow showers toward the plateau for tomorrow morning. And then in the afternoon, maybe a spot rain shower slash snow shower, depending on how late these little spot showers want to stick around, as temperatures continue to tumble into the 20s for the overnight. Tonight, though, we are nice and dry. Basically, the bottom line is next few days with temperatures below freezing, just use your head, take it easy on those bridges and overpasses. We may have a couple slick spots out there, but I do not expect really a lot of widespread concern for us. In fact, tomorrow, most of the day should be sunny for the afternoon hours. It'll just be in that afternoon time frame where a spot shower here or there will be possible, but not real likely. I think most of us should stay dry. Temperatures here in the 30s for the morning hours will hover right around freezing, so a nice chilly start to the day. Here's a look at the current situation. More of the rain pushing east. We've got these light rain showers here moving through Arkansas, and may see a little bit of this as we head through the overnight. This would be what brings some light snow showers overnight toward the plateau. Maybe even a few flurries along and east of I-65, but temperatures will be above freezing, so anything that falls will melt on contact. You can see the cooler weather here. Again, still at 44 at Nashville, right on the edge of this colder air mass. 24 in Minneapolis, and Kansas City sitting at freezing. So we go beyond tomorrow, and Thursday and Friday looking dry. Thursday will be a chilly day. Friday looking to be at least a dry day, a little warmer for us. We get into the weekend, and unfortunately for Saturday, it's looking like that will be our rainy day. So we take a look at future track. This takes us through Saturday morning. We've got some moderate pockets of rain possible through midday and into the afternoon. So if you have plans this weekend on Saturday, I would just be prepared for some scattered showers across the area right now. Again, the good news is severe weather doesn't look to be a big problem for us. Sunday morning, we will start off with a few showers, but it does look like we will dry out the second half of the day. A brief break in the rain as we expect another chance for showers to move in from the west and will approach as we head towards early next week. So more rain possible heading into Monday and Tuesday of next week. So it does look like we may be looking at the potential for a pretty rainy couple of days here as we head into the middle of December. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Again, we'll stay in code red mode. This is mainly just a precaution. Not expecting widespread issues. Some morning slick spots will be possible for Thursday morning. This is mainly due to the fact that temperatures are in the mid-20s for early Thursday. Warming things up as we head towards Friday, around 54. Showers return for Saturday. Will be a bit on the breezy side as well. Notice temperatures climbing into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees heading into early next week. But shower chances will continue from Monday and likely into Tuesday, and staying well above freezing at this point. So all of that precip is going to be in the form of rain.
Well, a food ingredient could be on the way out. Why the FDA is looking at a certain dye.
And ditching auto driving tech. Why General Motors is having a change of heart.
In consumer news, the FDA weighs a potential ban on red food dye. The government agency says it's reviewing a petition to ban red dye number 3 from being used in candy, drinks, and other food products. The FDA says the additive is safe, but critics raise concerns surrounding health risks like cancer. The agency says it will review the petition and potentially act on it within the next few weeks.
In health news, drinking coffee daily may help you keep healthy longer as you age. Researchers found that regular coffee consumption can add almost 2 years on average to a person's healthy life expectancy. The data also indicates it may help to reduce the risk of several chronic diseases, including cancer, cognitive decline, and cardiovascular issues. The research shows that people who drank between 2 and 3 cups of coffee a day had a 15% lower chance of dying compared to non-coffee drinkers.
Well, changes at Here's why the government is now getting involved.
And a change of strategy, why General Motors is getting out of the robo-taxi business. In consumer news, the Environmental Protection Agency bans 2 toxic chemicals used in many cleaning products because of serious health risk. Now, regulators say two solvents known as PERC and TCE are linked to various types of cancer and other illnesses. They're used by dry cleaners as a spot remover, products like that, along with some lubricants and some glues.
In your business news, General Motors says it will stop funding its self-driving robotaxi business called Cruise. GM says its decision is due to an increasingly competitive robotaxi market. The company says it will instead focus resources toward developing a partially automated driver assist system.
The tide may be turning in favor of the potential new Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. I'm Matt Gelka in Washington, and I'll explain coming up.
Some of your favorite snacks could be turning a new color. I'm Jeff Harris in Washington. Coming up, why some are calling on the FDA to get rid of a popular food dye.